Hi, welcome to my manga collection. With 2022 drawing to a close, I thought I would finally put a cap on my manga collecting for the year and go over my whole manga collection, how it's changed, how far we've come since my last video, and also to go over some of my favourite series and what I think about the stuff that's in my collection. In the next year of manga collecting, there's going to be a lot of change. I'm running out of space once again, so you're going to see a lot of different stuff by the end of 2023. So I thought, let's make a starting point for now so I can compare in the future. Without further ado, I'm going to take you around the manga collection. We're going to start off on this side of the manga collection. This holds two of my top 5 favourite series, those being 20th Century Boys and Berserk. But there's also been a new installation to the collection, which is this awesome JoJo's poster that I got from a convention I went to. It's been framed, stuck here because it looks sick. So let's have a quick talk about some of the series here. And we'll start off with 20th Century Boys. This series was one of the first full series that I collected, and I bought the original single prints because I absolutely loved the covers. And at the time, the reprint 2-in-1s had not quite finished, and I wanted to read the whole series. 20th Century Boys follows a group of friends, and one of their friends from childhood has basically started a cult and is trying to take over the world, and this group of friends are tasked with stopping him. There's a lot of different branching storylines set in 3 different time periods, and the series itself just follows a really important mystery aspect. I've talked about this series quite a lot, but it's by far one of my favourite series, and I have volume 20 up here being displayed, which is my favourite manga cover of all time. Now moving over on that shelf, we're still on the Naoki Urasawa shelf here. We've got Pluto and Asadora. Pluto is Naoki Urasawa's retelling of the Astro Boy story, and it's more of a condensed version of his works. I will be having a video soon talking all about Naoki Urasawa because he is one of my favourite mangakas, but Pluto is another really awesome read. And Asadora is his newest series, which I haven't started yet, so I can't comment too much on that. Next up, we've got Berserk. Now, you would have already heard me talk about Berserk a lot on this channel, and again, there's a video coming soon, but I'm waiting for the perfect moment and to finish that video into the best form it can be, because Berserk is my favourite manga, it's my favourite story, and it may be one of my favourite bits of media of all time. It follows our main character Guts on his journey for revenge and growth, and I really don't want to talk about it too much because I think it's something you have to experience for yourself. It's a very mature read, there's some very dark themes in it, and it is completely enshrouded in violence. But Berserk is an amazing story if you like well-told, character-driven stories, but also something kind of darker in a fantasy world. Moving down, we've now got 2 shelves of series that I haven't read yet. The first of which being Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I picked both of these up in the box set editions. I haven't started this yet, but I'm hoping to get around to it in 2023. I'm pretty sure most people know what Dragon Ball is, but basically it's a story about this kid and also in later life this adult who fights things. It's a punch things anime manga. It's basically a battle shonen. But Dragon Ball itself is very, very well acclaimed, and I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy it when I pick it up. Next up, we've got an interesting series to me, and that is JoJo's. I know I have a JoJo's poster, but I'm not the biggest fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I've read parts 1 and 2, and I did really enjoy them, but then I kind of fell off during part 3, and I haven't ever finished it. But once again, this is something I'm going to be reading in 2023, hopefully in the early half. However, it might go later into autumn, winter of 2023. Moving over, we've also got Blue Flag, Cardcaptor Sakura, Hell's Paradise, All You Need Is Kill, all of which I have not read. Blue Flag, I have a couple more to collect before I can start it. Cardcaptor Sakura is something I got in a big bundle deal, and then Hell's Paradise and All You Need Is Kill, I just haven't got around to yet. And now I'm basically just chilling on the floor for the One Piece collection. Yet again, another series that I have not started, but 2023 is going to be the year of me reading some of these massive series, and One Piece is definitely something I'm looking forward to jumping into. I have volumes 1 through 59, but some of them are missing, so I need to pick up the stragglers. I can't wait to pick this up and to read it. I also have this Japanese volume 1. And then right at the bottom, I got the 2 Dragon Ball box sets that we already spoke about. I don't know if I've really done this in the right order, because now we're jumping back to Naoki Urasawa. This series is Monster, which I finished recently, and I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it. I really enjoyed the story itself, but I don't think it stuck the landing for me, and I thought the story story itself was a little bit drawn out. We'll talk about that in my I Finished Monster video that is coming in the next couple of weeks. As I've said before, Naoki Urasawa is one of my favourite mangakas, and Monster, even though I might not have enjoyed it, is probably his most well-renowned series. The simple synopsis of it is that it follows a doctor named Dr. Tenma, and he ends up saving a little boy's life whilst working in hospital, and this little boy ends up being a serial killer. And it really follows this idea of whether people's lives are worth more than others, and whether you should save everyone, or if there would be repercussions if you haphazardly saved the wrong person. And then, like all his other series, it's a massive mystery that you kind of have to piece together across the whole series. But yeah, Monster, I may not have enjoyed it as much as I was expecting, but it's still a really great series. And then moving a little bit to the side, we've got Blade of the Immortal. This is a series that I've partially read, but I am definitely going to come back to very soon. It's a samurai based story, but it's a little bit more modernized than something like Vagabond, where you kind of have a supernatural element, and it's more of like an action adventure drama than historical fiction, like I would say Vagabond would slot into. But Blade of the Immortal, from what I've read so far, I really enjoyed. I'd love to get it finished, and also it looks amazing on the shelf. On the left hand side here, we have the last little bits of Berserk. This is completely up to date. I have all 41 volumes, and I also have the Flame Dragon Knight light novel. But yeah, I'll be continuing to collect this as they release new chapters, and I am completely up to date on the series. And then we've got Vagabond. Vagabond. This is another series that I've only partially read. I'm not finished, but I have massively enjoyed it so far, and it is on my list to read very, very soon. Just like most of this manga. Vagabond is a more historical fiction based in the samurai era, and it follows our main character journeying to become the greatest samurai, the greatest swordmaster of all time. And yeah, it's really freaking good. And then on the edge here, we have Uzumaki, the only Junji Ito work that I own in physical. I've talked a lot about this, and there's a whole video talking about Junji Ito that you can check out. But yeah, I just have that one from him. And then moving slightly downwards, we have one of my top 5 series that's definitely going to get dethroned as I read some more of these amazing classics, My Hero Academia. This series is a Shonen Jump title that follows a group of school children in a superhero school where everyone has a specific quirk or power that basically makes them a superhero. And it follows our main character Deku, who has one of the rarest, most amazing powers out there that he is given by his mentor. And it follows his story, and it's just so good. This is the first manga that I got really into, and it basically sparked my interest in collecting all of this manga. So I owe a lot to My Hero Academia. Magnifique. And then in this corner, we've got One Punch Man. I've watched all of the anime of this, so I haven't read it yet. I probably will get around to it at some point because the later parts of the manga look really cool, and I really want to get up to date on it. In regards to my TBR pile, it's very low. Hi. I feel like this was definitely one of those videos where I needed a cameraman. Okay, so next up, we've got the bottom 2 shelves, and I'm just going to blitz through these because I've talked about them a lot. So it's Tokyo Ghoul. This was the first series that I ever collected alongside a Death Note. Tokyo Ghoul's great. I don't really think there's much more to add to that. I have the first 2 volumes of Tokyo Ghoul Re, which I haven't read yet. All of Death Note, as I said, another one of the series that I first collected. Amazing series, amazing drama, amazing cat and mouse mystery. Just phenomenal. Definitely read Death Note. And then moving over, we've also got The Promised Neverland volumes 1 and 2, a series that I really want to get into, but I haven't collected any further. And Battle Royale volumes 1 to 10. This is probably one of the rarer series in my collection that I haven't read, but I managed to pick these up for a really good deal. I just need 5 more volumes for it to be complete. And then right down the bottom, we've got the rest of One Piece, which I talked about before. Full Metal Alchemist, which is a series that I'm about, but I do need to finish it. This is the only manga that I've ever dropped and said I'm not going to finish. I will finish it at some point because my partner rants and raves about it, so it's got to be good, I guess, but I just haven't got around to it yet. And then finally, a omnibus of Trigun, which is another one that is super rare, kind of expensive, and I got it in a bulk deal. I haven't read it, but it's a nice thing to have. And here we are, the final shelf. Now, the other shelves in my collection have kind of gone over some of the more classic manga, like One Piece, Dragon Ball, Berserk, and Naoki Urasawa's works. But this shelf is kind of my newer series, my ongoing series, and also some of my favorites. First up, we've got Beastars volumes 1 to 13. This is a series that, again, alongside My Hero Academia, really got me back into collecting manga. I've read about half of what I have on this shelf, and I've really enjoyed it so far. It's based in a world that is anthropomorphic, so everyone is animals, but they have these human characteristics. Think Zootopia by Disney, but more adult, and they're in like a college, university, school sort of thing, and a murder happens, and our main character basically has to find out who did it. The story itself has themes of like segregation and the disparity between classes in the society that they live in, because you have carnivores and herbivores, and carnivores are obviously looked down upon as violent and murderous, but they're all just people at the end of the day. But yeah, super awesome series. I can't wait to read more of it, and it is finished. I just haven't collected it all yet. Moving over a little bit more, we've got Tokyo Revengers, probably my second favorite ongoing series. It is absolutely fantastic. Follows a main character who can travel back in time in order to change a tragic event in the future, and he travels back in time, joins a biker gang in Tokyo, and you basically follow the antics of the gang. It's great. I'm really enjoying it. Every single time a new volume comes out, I read it straight away. Fabulous, awesome series. Then we've got 2 single editions of Monster that I picked up, including volume 18, which is the last volume, and I picked these up when I was away in Amsterdam because I see them in a manga store for very cheap, and I picked them up because I think they look really cool in the collection. There's not really much space right now, so they're kind of chilling over here. On the right hand side of this shelf, we have Goodnight Punpun, which is a series that is again in my top 5 manga of all time. This is a character-driven slice of life drama that follows an extremely troubled and depressed child as he grows up through life, and you see all of the hardships that he faces. It is very heavy. Like, this is adult manga and definitely not recommended for people that can't handle ideas of suicide or sexual assault, or it has kind of everything, and it's very depressing, it's very sad, it has a killer ending, but yeah, really good series. Then we've also got other Inio Asano works. He's another of my favorite mangaka. Solanin, which is his one-shot, which follows kind of an adolescent, kind of teenage-ish girl as she grows up and is following her dreams. We then have Downfall, that follows a run-down mangaka who is basically nearing the end of all of his enjoyment of life. That's a depressing one too. And then we've got What a Wonderful World Volume 2, which I don't know anything about. I just know it's a harder to find Inio Asano series, and I picked it up in Amsterdam. And then we've got Dead Dead Demons, which follows a group of children during an alien apocalypse. Again, it's a character-based drama. I haven't read any of it, so I can't give too much insight. And now we have probably my favorite shelf in my whole collection. I know that's quite a reach, but the series on here are so freaking cool, and I just love the coloring of this shelf as well. Let's jump straight in. Here is the Tatsuki Fujimoto section of my collection. We've got Look Back, which is his one-shot, Fire Punch, which was his first ever serialized series, and then Chainsaw Man, which needs no introduction. It's probably the biggest property in anime manga right now. The anime, I think, has just finished airing and has just been blowing up on socials. So Chainsaw Man, amazing series. I have 3 videos on it if you want to check those out. Absolutely love this series. Fire Punch, I've also just finished. There is a video coming out at the beginning of January on Fire Punch. I have opinions, but it was also a pretty good read. I feel very squished in this corner. Now we've got Sakamoto Days, an ongoing Shonen Jump series that I have another video on. I sound like a broken record, but really just go check out my videos because I talk about them in so much more depth. It follows an old retired assassin who now works in a shop. He basically has to foil other assassins. It's great, really good. Definitely one of the best ongoing series right now. Damn, I'm going to be in so much pain after this video. Astra Lost in Space. This is the shortest manga series in my collection, and it's something that I recommend to newcomers all the time. It's a series about a group of school children that have been lost in space, and one of the people that they're with is an imposter. Yes, like Among Us, like everyone said when this first came out. It focuses on the characters, who they are and how they grow together, and it turns out that one of them is against them, but it's a really awesome series with some of the best plot twist that I've ever had in manga. Pulled it off really well. Absolutely love Astro Lost in Space. And then we've got Vinland Saga, which I haven't started. It's a Viking series. It is my #1 most wanted manga in my collection. I've asked for a couple of volumes for Christmas. We're going to be starting it in early 2023. And then the final series on this shelf is Alice in Borderland. I finished the first 2 volumes of this and watched the Netflix TV show. It's freaking awesome. It is the pinnacle, in my opinion, of the death game genre. I think it's so much better than Squid Game. I know that's a TV show. I don't know why I'm comparing a manga to a TV show, but they both have TV shows on Netflix. Alice in Borderland bangs. It is a group of people who are sent to a parallel / different time / we don't really know what it is at this point in the story. And they have to compete in death games in order to survive. And the manga so far has been awesome. It's a series that's coming out at the moment. Once again, top 5 currently serializing series. And this is it, the last 2 shelves in the collection so far. On this shelf, we've got Made in Abyss, Record of Ragnarok, and Prison School. Record of Ragnarok is a currently serializing series that's just a battle manga where a god and a human, famous human, fight it out to see who wins. And it's the most dumb action that I've read in any of the manga in my collection, but it's very, very enjoyable. Made in Abyss is a more deep story following 2 main characters who have to delve into the abyss. It's a fantasy world where there's this hole in the ground that goes very deep. The further you go, the weirder things get, and the more likely you will never be able to return. It's freaking awesome. The anime is probably one of my top 5 of all time, and I can't wait to read more of the manga. Prison School I know absolutely nothing about, apart from the fact that it's ecchi as hell, and it's going to be an enjoyable read, and I just love the spines. They look freaking awesome. And then finally is my newest pickup, which is Parasite, the full color collection. They're reprinting this at the moment in full color, and I love Parasite, so I can't wait to have this series in my collection in these beautiful hardcovers. And also, if you look at the side, it actually has a P, so I'm hoping they're going to spell the word out, and it's just going to look awesome on the shelf. Now, I don't know if you can see at the bottom of this shelf, but there is a load of manga that I'm getting rid of, so we're not going to go over those. But the last series is Haikyuu, which is a volleyball manga that was serialized in Shonen Jump, and it's something that I want to get to, but 44 volumes is a lot. So I don't know when I'm going to get around to that, but I'm looking forward to reading like a new series that I haven't read before, a new type of genre, because I don't read sport manga. But yeah, Haikyuu looks really cool, and I can't wait to get into it. But in regards to sports manga, I also want to pick up Blue Lock. So there you have it, my manga collection as of the end of 2022 as of the end of 2022 / the beginning of 2023. Just apologizing for any janky camera angles in this video. I've been filming it on my own, and I can't see what the shot looks like, so... But hopefully you guys have enjoyed either way. I can't wait to show you guys my plans for the collection in the future, some of the series that I'm going to pick up, and I can't wait to jump into the next year of content with all of you awesome people. Let me know what you think of the collection, what your favorite series was that I have, and also what your #1 pick for what I should pick up should be. Damn, I repeated words loads there. Tell me the series you think I should pick up. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be alerted every single time that I upload. If you want to buy some manga for yourself, affiliate links, as always, are down in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.